Namaste, my name is Dipti Shah and I am from the Yoga Institute. We have often come across statements like, "Oh, I didn't realize when the time went by, there's still so much to do. Oh, there's just not enough time. Oh, when did the time fly by?" Isn't it? Haven't we come across these statements? Either we ourselves make those statements or we find that people around us, be it workplace, be it in the house, be it friends, many people, they constantly keep making these statements that there is not sufficient time. Haven't we? This is the topic that I'm going to talk about today. It's called time poverty or time poor. Now you will say, what sort of poverty or what sort of poorness is this? We have heard about lack of food when we say the person is poor and does not have sufficient food to eat, or when we say the person does not have sufficient money to look after or have a good life. But what sort of poverty is this? Time poverty. Yes, this is something which we find a lot in the current times when a person constantly faces a condition, a situation where they are juggling with time. There is so many things to do: daily household tasks, professional duties, time to be given to our children, time to be given to our own health, for our own hobbies, for the things, for the activities that we like to do. But time is very short, or there is not sufficient time. And this constant feeling of lack of time or shortage of time is called as time poverty. And believe me, you will say, why is there a need to discuss a topic like that? But in the current times, we have observed that a lot of people are suffering from this. They themselves are not aware of it, but they constantly go through this stressful feeling, that exhausted feeling. And a mind which is constantly affected by these feelings is impacted. The well-being of a person is impacted. Not just the physical well-being, but the mental well-being. You do not have time to rest, to relax. So there's no rejuvenation. So you're not upkeep with the energy to do the next activity. And there is always a feeling of tiredness, creating stress because you're not able to finish your work. Professional commitments, time that parents need to dedicate with their children. And it creates a feeling of overwhelming, a stressful, a burnout kind of a situation where that incapacity or inability slowly and steadily starts reflecting physically in the form of our health condition. And friends, it does not affect our own health, but eventually the longer time in this state of mind affects our relationship with our family, with our friends. So something that starts as a problem with our own self slowly eventually expands and becomes a social problem as well. So now we understood that how grave the problem of time is. Everyone knows that multitasking is something which we talk about in the current times. This concept of multitasking brings nothing but only stressful times to us. It feels like it is the most efficient way of working, but it causes absolute exhaustion because you're trying to do too many things and which we are not capable of. No one can do everything that they wish to do. So then what do we need to do to come out of this situation? Let me share with you some of the tips, some of the techniques, or the certain way we can cultivate our thoughts to be. In that, the first point, and that is reflect on your inner values. Reflect on your core values. What is it that is most important for you? Family, health, profession, children? What is it? For every person, it could be different. For some, it could be their hobbies, which is the most important thing for them. For some, it could be their career, their professions. It is okay, but it is very important to identify that one value which has very high importance in our life. Once we have identified that, once we have reflected on that, we come to the next step, which is creating a balanced life. Once our core value is set, once we have identified what is it that is most important for us, rest all the activities will be aligned to that core value. Now, once you start doing that, you will observe for yourself that you're able to draw a balanced life, a life wherein you know what are the activities which will help you achieve that core value. This will bring us to the third step, which is unlearning procrastination. Yes, there are a lot of things which are available on procrastination, isn't it? Probably a lot of techniques as well. But once you're able to identify what is it that is most important to you, automatically everything else starts falling in place. You do those tasks which help you grow further, achieving that core value. You know what you're supposed to say no to. Yes, it is absolutely okay to say no. As I said, it is not possible for one person to do everything that they wish, that they desire to do. So definitely we have to say no to certain things, or if possible, we need to delegate some of the tasks. We need to find someone who can support or who can share these tasks for us. By doing this, once again, we will be able to achieve the second point, which is creating a balanced life. Now, coming to the fourth point, which is establishing a mindset of personal control. Time is a finite concept, but it is possible to experience it abundantly. Now, how can you do that? Once you work on the first 3 points, let's revise that. Which one are those? The first is reflect on your inner values. Second one, creating a balanced life. And third one, unlearning procrastination. Once you are able to do that, you know that there is self-control. Your priorities are set. You know what is it that has very high importance in your life. And thereby, you will be able to start saying no to a lot of things which are unwanted, which is only resulting into time leakages rather than productivity of time. So these are few things cultivating which you will be able to understand how you can work around time. Lastly, I would like to conclude this by a quote. And it's a very important quote. I understand that you will all be able to relate to that. And it goes as, there is never enough time to do everything that we want to do. But there is always enough time to do something that is most important to us. So, as a concluding remark, I would say find out something which is very important to you so that you can keep yourself away from the negative impacts of time poverty on your overall well-being. Thank you so much. Namaste.